Family skipped everything, so I didn't invite them to my wedding. My parents missed my high school graduation because Dad had a golf tournament. Not professional, just his regular Saturday group. Mom said she'd recorded on her phone, but she forgot to charge it. My brother Andrew didn't show either. He was at his girlfriend's lake house. When I walked across that stage, I saw empty seats where my family was supposed to be sitting. My best friend's whole family was there cheering for me, and they waved at me extra loud to fill the gap. College graduation was the same story. Mom and Dad booked a trip to Florida 3 months before my ceremony date. I told them when it was. I sent them the invitation the university mailed. Mom said, "Oh honey, we already paid for the resort. You understand, right?" Andrew said he had to work. I found out later from his Instagram that he went to a concert that same weekend. When I got my first real job at an accounting firm, I invited everyone to a small dinner to celebrate. Just Olive Garden. Nothing fancy. Mom canceled 2 hours before because she wasn't feeling well, but I saw her Facebook post later that night about going to her book club. Dad said he'd come but never showed up. Didn't call or text. Just didn't come. Andrew said he'd be there, walked in 40 minutes late, ate breadsticks, then left because he had to meet up with some friends. My piano recital when I was 16. I'd practiced for months. I played Chopin, this really complicated piece that took me forever to learn. I reserved 4 seats in the front row. Empty. All 4. Mom texted me right before I went on stage saying Dad's back was hurting. Andrew was at a basketball game. I played that whole piece staring at those empty chairs. When I got promoted to senior accountant, I didn't even bother telling them at first. But my aunt found out somehow and made a big Facebook post congratulating me. Mom called and said, "Why didn't you tell us?" I said, "Would you have cared?" She got quiet. Then she said I was being dramatic. Then I met Ryan at a work conference. We dated for 2 years. He proposed at this little Italian restaurant we loved. Nothing big or flashy, just us and the waiter who brought out champagne. I called Mom the next day to tell her. She said congratulations and then immediately started talking about how Andrew's girlfriend might be pregnant and wasn't that exciting. I was on the phone for 30 minutes. She asked about my ring once. We set a wedding date. Small ceremony, just 40 people at a garden venue outside the city. I didn't send my parents an invitation. I didn't tell Andrew. I just didn't mention it. Ryan asked if I was sure. I said yes. His parents asked if my family was coming. I said no, and they didn't push. 3 weeks before the wedding, Mom called asking what I was doing Memorial Day weekend. I said I was busy. She said busy with what? I said just stuff. She let it go. The wedding was perfect. Ryan's family was there. My friends were there. My boss came. My college roommate flew in from Seattle. We had string lights and this small band that played jazz music. I wore a simple white dress I found on sale. Ryan cried during his vows. I didn't think about my family once that whole day. 2 days later, I posted a few pictures on Facebook. Just me and Ryan cutting the cake, us dancing, a group photo with everyone. I didn't make an announcement or anything, just posted them like normal photos. Mom called 30 minutes later. She was yelling, actual yelling, asking how I could do this, how I could get married without telling them. What kind of daughter does that? I let her finish. Then I said, the kind whose family skipped her high school graduation for golf. The kind whose family went to Florida instead of her college graduation. The kind whose family couldn't even show up to Olive Garden. She went quiet. Then she said I was being cruel. I said, you had 18 years to show up. You didn't, so I stopped saving you a seat. Dad got on the phone. He said I was punishing them. I said no. I just planned my wedding around the people who actually showed up to my life. He said family is supposed to forgive. I said family is also supposed to show up. Andrew sent me a long text about how hurt he was, how he couldn't believe I'd do this, how he always thought we were close. I replied with one sentence. Name one thing you came to. He didn't respond. Ryan's mom asked if I was okay. I said yes. She hugged me and said, you deserve to have people there who love you. And you did. My aunt called me a week later. She'd heard everything from Mom. She said, your mother is devastated. I said, she had a lot of chances not to be. Mom sent me a card in the mail. It said she was sorry. It said she didn't realize how much she'd missed. It said she wanted to make it right. I put it in a drawer. Maybe I'll read it again someday. Maybe I won't.